airport lies the wreckage of an airliner, still smouldering from a crash in which 21 people were killed. Tragedy enough at any time. But in that plane were a group of young men who were almost the personal friends of millions. Manchester United, the finest soccer team Britain has produced since the war.
Hiya, welcome to Tales Beyond the Grave, and we're at St John's Church in Earlham of the Heights in Salford. There's a lovely Sharon behind us, and today we are going to be taking you to the grave of a Munich air crash disaster victim, Geoff Bent. So we're going to take you around the cemetery, tell you his story, and we'll just take you to his grave, which is just down here. Like I said, we're here today for Geoff Bent's grave, one of the crash victims. Born just over the road from here, on the estate just over the road from here. And like I say, we're at St John's Church in the Heights in Salford, which was also bombed during the war as well. Took some bomb damage, this church. As I say, I'm going to take you to Geoff Bent's grave. I'm going to tell you a bit of his story too. So what can we tell you about Geoff? Geoff was born the 27th of September 1932, just over the road from the church we're at today, on the housing estate there, Earlham of the Heights in Salford. And he was the only child of Cliff, who was a surface man at Sandhole Colliery, and his wife Clara. So at the age of 13, Geoff saved another boy from drowning in the canal, and he was awarded a medal from the Humane Society for his bravery. Now, although Geoff was encouraged by his dad and his school teachers to play rugby league, that is for Swinton, he was a massive Manchester United fan, and all he wanted to do was play football for Manchester United. So Geoff joined United as a trialist in 1948, and he come through the youth system along with the likes of Eddie Coleman, Bobby Charlton and Duncan Edwards. And he had been brought into the squad as a replacement for the ageing Johnny Aston Senior. So he was eventually going to replace Johnny at left back, but the club captain was Roger Byrne at left back as well. So what he did was work under Sir Matt Busby and Jimmy Murphy, and eventually he was going to be a replacement at left back. He could also play centre half as well. He made his Manchester United debut in 1954 as a replacement for Roger Byrne. He come on at left back, and he played his first senior game for Manchester United against Burnley. Now, building up to the Munich air crash in 1958, Geoff had recovered from a broken foot, which he got in one of the games, and he was fully recovered, and he was drafted into Matt Busby's office, and he was told he would be going with the party away to play Red Star Belgrade, as Roger Byrne had complained of a niggling injury and he might not be fully fit. Now, as Geoff could play at left back or centre half, he was a direct replacement really, and he was drafted into the squad and told to be he'll be playing in the semi-finals of the European Cup. So Geoff wasn't really happy about travelling to the European Cup semi-final, as it meant flying, and he had a bit of a fear of flying. Geoff, he didn't agree with him. He suffered nosebleeds, and he had to have ear drops every time he flew, and he wasn't too happy. So he went home to his wife Marion, and he said, "I don't know why they're taking me. Roger will be fully fit. He'll play the full game." He said, "I'm just going as cover. I don't really need to go, but Sir Matt's told us I've got to go." And Geoff proved to be right, really, because Roger played the full game, the semi-finals. Geoff wasn't needed. He was just sat on the bench, and after the game he had to get back to England. The FA demanded that United return the same night instead of staying over. So what they did, they flew out of Belgrade airport and into Munich airport, a very snowy Munich airport. It had been snowing for most of the week there, and they landed there and had to refuel the plane there. Now the plane, the players had disembarked and was in the waiting lounge waiting for the refuelment of the plane, and like I say, it was very snowy, bad conditions, and the plane attempted to take off twice and was both aborted twice because of engine trouble on the runway. So the pilot got his head together with the ground crew, and they told everyone to get off the plane again for the third time and back into the lounge, where all the players had waited again while they reconsidered should they take this plane off the runway and fly back to Manchester or stay there. So the passengers got back onto the plane, and at the third attempt to take off, the plane had reached 117 knots on the runway, where it hit slush and it dropped its speed, and the plane failed to take off and crashed off the end of the runway through the barrier fencing and across a road, hitting trees, a house and a wooden shed, which exploded. Now, Geoff was one of 21 people who died before the emergency service arrived at the scene. And a death toll that included journalists, 7 Manchester United players, and 2 more died of their injuries in the following weeks, taking the total deaths of the Munich air crash disaster to 23. Now, along with Geoff, Roger Byrne, Duncan Edwards, Mark Jones, David Pegg, Tommy Taylor, Liam Whelan and Eddie Coleman all died in the Munich air crash on the 6th of February 1958. So this story is about Geoff Bent. So what we're going to do is take you to his grave now, and say Geoff was a quiet individual, really. He'd go to training, he'd go home, he'd go to football, he'd play a match, and he'd go back home. He had a young family, his wife Marion and his daughter Karen, who was only 4 months old. So after the aftermath of the Munich air crash, Karen grew up not knowing her father, although people told her about her father. She went on to have a successful career in the music and entertainment industry herself. But I'm just going to take you down to Geoff Bent's grave now. If you can just see over there, there's a grave with a United scarf draped over it. We'll take you down there to Geoff's grave now. So what happens here, Manchester United Busby Babes are never ever forgotten. The legendary status. They've got a memorial at Old Trafford, and each grave being in Manchester, in Salford, some are buried in Yorkshire and some back home in Ireland, but what they do is they dress the graves. As you can see, that's Geoff's there. We'll move over to it and show you. But they dress the graves, and especially with the 6th of February coming up soon, new flowers will be laid, and new scarves will be put onto the graves of every Busby babe. And I think all the stones, what the players had, were bought by the club as well. But that's Geoff's grave just by the conifer tree there, and we'll take you over to it now. So as I said, this has been about Geoff, and this is his grave here at St John's Cemetery in Salford. And it's always dressed nice, Geoff's grave. Whenever I come, there's always another new scarf on it, and as you can see, this is the grave of Geoff Bent. Treasured memories of Geoff, the beloved husband of Marion and dear daddy of Karen, who died in the air crash disaster at Munich, 6th of February 1958, in his 26th year. And as I say, they are legends. They're never forgotten. They still sing the songs of the Busby Babes at Old Trafford during a match. There's a memorial service every year on the 6th of February, and Busby Babes are never forgotten, and they live on through the name of Manchester United. And all Geoff wanted to do was live out his dream of playing for his beloved Manchester United, which he did. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a privilege for me to come and visit these Busby graves, as it means so much to me as a United supporter. I've supported them all my life, and we built up stories. My mum told me about what happened in the Munich air crash, and you brought up remembering the Busby Babes every 6th of February, and it's just an honour to come here and find Geoff's grave. Now what I'm going to do is another Salford lad, Eddie Coleman. We're going to go over to his grave, and also there's going to be a video of another absolute legend of the game for England and United, and I'm going to tell you about that one on the next one. And also I found a grave I never knew existed of a United player, a lesser known United player, who's buried in Wee Cemetery, and I'm going to do a little video on him now, so I'm just going to head over there. So thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed it. This has been Tales Beyond the Grave, and if you'd like to give us a like, thumbs up, or a subscribe if you want, it don't matter if you don't want to, it costs you nothing, but that way we can sort of like carry on doing what we're doing, bringing you these little videos of interesting things. So thanks for watching from Beyond the Grave, Tales Beyond the Grave, and I'll see you on the next one.